The moment our fellow geeks, dweebs, nerds, and other unfortunates have been fervently waiting for has finally arrived. It's time for TMI, Confessionals of the Nerd Kind. And now, your hosts, Jeff Nerf Herder Chandler and Jim Kaiju Baker. And now, let's get on with the show. Here is TMI.
Oh boy.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, welcome.
It's going to hit 90 or above in the Northeast here, so we're persevering through our unair-conditioned rooms for you,
This is
your
what we do.
entertainment.
Right, for your
FYE.
entertainment. I suffer for my art, so we can pass this out here.
But did we suffer during Masters of the Universe? That is yet to be
Masters
determined.
of the Universe. Now, this is a complete and utter reboot. This is not the Dolph Lundgren 1989.
Although you would be forgiven if you'd think otherwise, since he is in here doing the
he
He-Man
does have
shtick.
a cameo. I believe his character's name was Macho Man.
Yeah, he's not given the two-finger Spock salute there. That's a He-Man reference that he gives to the new guy. He's passing the torch.
Literally passing the torch.
Otherwise, we'd probably hear all about it in the press. They didn't even invite me to the movie. Just like Adam West and everybody else. All these disgruntled older actors.
I thought he looked good, though.
He did. He always does.
Yeah.
He's in prime shape for that next Expendables movie, and you know it's coming.
I was just going to ask, when's the last time we saw him on screen? But that probably was it.
Yeah.
I forgot he was even
Or
in
the
those.
last Rocky. Who knows when it was.
Oh, that's right. Was that his son?
That was his son, Drago.
That's right. Yes. Good old Rocky references there. Before we get going, because we haven't even talked about our backup feature yet, I did want to put this on record, and I'm going to take 2 seconds of your time. As of last night, the New York Knicks are your 2026 NBA champs. First time in 53 years.
That's great.
The series, I know. You'd be like, damn it, Jeff snuck in sports again. Come on over to my new sport podcast. So that's it. I didn't want to turn this into a sports thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to New York Knicks.
And we should give a shout out to Gene Shalit. Died at 100 years old. He was the movie reviewer for the Today Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So if you grew up as a kid and your mom either had Good Morning America or the Today Show on.
And it's too bad that Willard Scott didn't make it, or Gene would have gotten on there on his 100th birthday, I'm sure.
Probably. I forgot they used to do that.
Yeah. That's an achievement in itself, 100.
Yeah.
We'd be talking about him just for that.
Right. I think, as you pointed out before, I thought he was already dead.
Him and George Burns. He's still alive, right?
Yes, George Burns is still around. I think I saw him at the Knicks game last night.
With Kermit the Frog.
Oh, Kermit.
Yeah, the Muppet movie reference there.
That is indeed. So, yeah, I mean, Gene Shalit, if you don't know his work, you sure know his face because he had that iconic big bristle mustache and that afro with those big black glasses.
With a cigar in hand all the time.
Always with a cigar, which I don't know if he could pull that. Well,
and yet he lived to 100.
Insult dog always has a cigar.
That heralded his arrival at the studio when Bryant Gumbel's like, oh, come on. Really? With the cigar?
So 100 years old.
Yeah. So he was maybe the first. He quickly got outshone by Siskel and Ebert, but the first movie reviewer personality, like on camera. Could be argued that Rex Reed maybe came before him. But
you know what? Rex Reed was probably prior, but you're right.
On camera, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, this guy was made for Saturday morning cartoons.
Because, who would recognize Maslin on the street?
I used to deliver it to her house.
So, yeah, Gene
Shalit, shout out. Shout out to the Shalit.
So, yeah, today we're sword and sandals territory.
Sword and sandals. I couldn't remember if it was sandal, and sword and sandals. That makes sense.
Yeah. Whatever. Our two lead actors are probably forever still cleaning the sand out of their toenails.
And other crevices.
and other crevices.
Yes.
Masters of the Universe 2026, brand new version, and Conan the Destroyer.
And there's a really interesting connection between these two properties. And we can talk about it a little bit at the tail end of He-Man.
I would imagine there must be in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. It's obvious when you think about it, but I want to talk because I was thinking to myself, what came first? Was it the cartoon? Was it the toys? Were it the comic books? Like, where did this guy come from?
Definitely the toys. I remember the toys first and foremost in like
toys,
82, maybe?
82, you were spot on. 82 is when the initial
and everybody had to have
dropped.
them. Everybody.
Yeah.
If you were of a certain age.
It passed me by. I should have maybe been.
How old were you? I was 11, so it was like prime
I was
age.
like 14.
Yeah.
I was 14. I was waiting for Return of the Jedi to show up the next year, and then I was done with nerddom. I was probably watching Galactica.
But even then, I was having issues with the articulation of these figures.
Oh, because
you could only move the arms up and down and the legs up and down. So I was spoiled by the Mego ones because you could bend their arms.
Yes. Okay.
You could move their wrists. You could bend their legs. So you could make them like, all sorts of action poses.
Right. And you're talking like the superhero line they had.
Yeah, the superhero line.
And
but these things were very stiff. And and the thing with the He-Man toys is in the beginning, they all had the same body mold with different heads.
Different heads.
So there was no like, oh, this guy's bigger than this guy. They were all the same. He-Man was as big as Beastman was.
They all worked out together. And I give them, they did not skip on leg day. So I was very happy with that. But yeah, you're right. So this whole toy line came out of a discarded license agreement for Conan. Mattel had a license. They were going to make Conan action figures.
And they probably had the molds, right? So that's what it was.
So this toy designer, Mark Taylor, is actually credited with creating this line because he started bringing in ideas that he's toyed with over the years. And he started bringing in sci-fi elements like blasters and robots. And he just kind of merged the two into a new universe. So yeah, the toys came first. What I didn't realize is that the toys came with an early mini comic that would kind of spell out the universe and give some of these characters storylines. And it sounds like He-Man was not a likable person up front. He was a womanizing drunk.
Like Conan, right?
Like Conan. And but the cartoon, it came out in 83. So like a year later. Yeah. And it only lasted 2 seasons. But there were 65 episodes.
But yeah, well, remember Puffin Stuff was only 1 season, but yet we remember it as this huge thing. But
sure. And that's what, 17 episodes, 21? Not even.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was 65. So that's 100. That's 100.
And they pumped those out. Wasn't the best animation, to be fair.
No, because it was Filmation was early animation studio. But it was right around the time that I guess some rule dropped that you couldn't make toy references or make toys into cartoons. Like this rule went away, and these guys are like, all right, we're just going to make a 30-minute commercial for our action figures. And that's exactly what it was. Very
similar to the old style 60s Marvel cartoons. They would reuse the same animated shots of like Skeletor, shaking his fist. And
yeah. But as kids, we didn't care.
No, we didn't care.
No. But
that's what I kind of missed actually about this movie, that Skeletor didn't have that.
He was pretty damn close, though.
Yeah.
He was close. We're going to get to Jared Leto. So anyways, I guess as a mea culpa for the fact that this was just a toy commercial, they would slap those PSAs at the end of the episode.
G.I. Joe, too, now that I come to think of it.
Yes, G.I. Joe, always now you know. The more you know. Yo, Joe.
That was NBC, though, wasn't it? The more you know.
Oh, the more you know, you're right. That is NBC. But G.I. Joe would do the same thing. So they would slap these little, character messages or whatever, real world dangers, whatever tied in.
Remember, kids, don't burn down your house.
Correct.
It was always Orko most of the time, too.
Always extinguish your bong before returning it to the underside of your bed. So, and I thought that was fun that they did that in this movie. It took me a minute. This movie is kind of wonky when you get into it. And then pretty quickly you realize what they're trying to do. And
Well,
then,
I think that they took the exact right approach. There's no way to treat this seriously. There's no way. Just
here's
with
the
the names alone, just with the
no, I
names.
agree, but if you go back to that Dolph Lundgren movie, I think that was the problem. They tried to make it serious. This, like, you're watching it and you're like, oh, they are really leaning into the Flash Gordon aspect of this campiness. And I think once this is right up there. I kept thinking like Love and Thunder, which didn't do a very good job of what they were trying to do.
I'll show my hand. This is, I think, 100 times better than Love and
This
Thunder.
is fantastic. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And the more I talk to people about it, the more I'm like, all right, this really worked for me.
Although,
because it was reverential. It was poked fun.
But 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It was long. There was a point where, Prince Adam opened his mouth one more time. And I'm like, this is like Masters of the Platitude. Like I get it. You want to do a PSA. Yeah. You want to, we're all inclusive kind of a thing. Empathy is a superpower. But it is a little long.
This could have easily had 40 minutes trimmed out of it, and it wouldn't have missed much. It would actually probably made it a lot better. There's like you said, there's some scenes that just go on and on forever. When they crash down in the jungle, they're in there way too long.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't a Spielberg movie. It's not like people are afraid to tell them to cut your movie.
That camera angle they just did behind a tree. It's like, no, just get to point A to point B.
If you're trying to get kids in seats here, if I'm getting restless, then what about the 5-year-old that's, 10 rows in front of me?
Is this aimed at people who grew up with this? Or is it
I think it is, but like anything else, they would be stupid not to try to bring a new, generation onto this.
Yeah, I just feel that if I'm a diehard Masters of the Universe He-Man guy and I played with these toys, I might be a little off put by the direction they went here. But I agree with you. This is the way you treat this.
Yeah.
And once you realize, they're poking fun of the fact that this was a cartoon. They're poking fun of the fact that these guys have ridiculous action figure names, and it becomes a running joke. And you're either on board or you're not, because this who's the kid who played Adam? Nicholas Galitzine?
I don't think he's in anything that I've seen before.
Right.
His resume is getting longer. Nicholas Galitzine, I think you pronounce it.
But I thought he was fantastic. He's playing Prince Adam on Earth as Clark Kent, not knowing he's Superman.
Well, he does know who he is. That's the problem, but nobody believes him.
Right, because he can't prove it.
Yeah.
So he's just this doofus spouted. First of all, so we get the opening shot in Eternia. We get the whole story of Eternia in Castle Grayskull. And you see the kids are all being trained to fight from Idris Elba.
Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms.
His name, Man-at-Arms, Duncan, training them to fight. And I'm
trying to remember if he had the name Duncan in the show or the figure. I don't think he did.
Stories they probably did, but I didn't dive that deep. But you find out that Adam's he's like a pacifist. He's like, I don't want to fight. I'm not going to defend myself. And Teela promptly beat the crap out of him, knocked him to the ground. Skeletor and his hordes attack. And in order to protect Prince Adam, they send him away through a portal.
Yeah, because we have a MacGuffin here, the sword.
The sword. Whatever you do, don't lose the sword, Adam. Ah, crap, I lost the sword. So we get him jettisoned to Earth. And I guess this is lore in the comics that his mother was an astronaut from Earth. So that's the tie-in, because I didn't like when I first saw the trailer for this. I'm like, why are we going out of our way to tie this back into Earth in any way, shape, or form? Just make it its own universe. But clearly, they get another couple Barbie movies out there, and we're going to have a Mattelverse with Barbie teaming up with the He-Man.
Yeah, I was worried that it was mostly going to take place on Earth from looking at the trailers.
Right. You're like, it's a budgetary thing.
So he's just there to establish, okay, he's living a life and he's trying to get back to Eternia. And I think that the scenes on Earth are really maybe the most entertaining of the whole movie, because
for anybody who worked in an office in a corporate environment and had to sit through those politically correct speeches from your supervisor, it's very cringeworthy. But he spouts this stuff out throughout the rest of the movie. Like this, it's like it's an ongoing PSA. It's like, okay, all right. I
Because
get it.
he works in HR, so that's
Right.
his language.
Yeah.
If you go to HR, this is the stuff that they will tell you, even one-on-one. So yeah, he's got it down. But he spends all of his days at work online looking for his sword, which he became separated from when they went through the portal. So he knows it's on Earth, but he just doesn't know where it is.
Just doesn't know where. And this is 15 years later, which is interesting when you get back to Eternia. But so how did this guy get a job? Who raised him? He doesn't have an ID, but somehow he went to school or whatever, got an education, got a job, but he's obsessed. I do love the fact that they went out of their way to make sure that he was in that pink shirt. This is like, David Banner or Bruce Banner wearing the purple pants.
Yeah.
You can't not do it. So yeah, we see his roommate. We see him on a date. Like, he's just a bumbling fool, this kid. But lo and behold, as he's getting chewed out, he gets a message. I got your sword. So this is $300. Okay. All right. So now he's off running, chasing after the sword.
Yeah. And it turns out it's in a gaming shop in the hand of a life-size, what's very similar to He-Man statue, like a D&D character.
I'm curious if they actually built this as a set piece, because He-Man handles it. But there's a fun little, when he's running through the comic store, the toy store, and he's asking everybody, you got my sword? You got my sword? Like you could just see the look of horror on some of these people.
But no, some of them are excited. He's like, no, the one guy's like, no, right. But I got a wizard staff.
Right. But at one point he runs by a big, huge display of Big Jim, who was a huge influence on this actual toy line. So I thought that was kind of fun. Actually, Battle Cat was a recolored tiger from that toy line.
Really?
Yeah. And I think later when they brought in the Panther for She-Ra, he also came from this big Jim toy line. It was the same mold.
I think Skeletor's cat had the same mold as well. It was just purple.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can just make the same toy and color it two different. There you go. Genius.
But to be fair, plot points borrowed from lots of other movies here. Like, this kind of reeks of Thor Ragnarok as well as Love and Thunder.
This is straight up Lion King.
The scene where Beastmaster comes to Earth looking for the sword is like, Doc Ock and Green Goblin in No Way Home.
I thought I couldn't remember this character's name. I just wrote down Manimal.
Oh, the Beastman guy?
Yeah, Beastman, whatever his name was. But yeah, apparently as soon as he touches this sword, it sets off some kind of a beacon to let everyone else who's been looking for it for 15 years know, oh, there it is.
There it is. Now we got it. So if he had not lost it, they would have known exactly where it was the whole time.
Sure, they would have just come and got it from him immediately.
Yeah.
That kid's not beating up anybody, let alone Skeletor.
But there's little Easter eggs here and there, like right before Beastman shows up. You hear I Got the Power playing on somebody's car radio.
When you get into the score itself and you start getting some of those heavy guitar licks, electric guitars, and then especially when you get to the end credit and you see who they saddled up to do this soundtrack, you're like, oh, they are so leaning into Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Oh, and it's such a missed opportunity. Freddie, poor Freddie. I'm sure that they would have redone. No, if Freddie Mercury, if he was still with us, I'm sure they would have redone Princes of the Universe to Masters of the Universe, because they play Princes of the Universe here from Highlander to great effect.
From Highlander, and that's a great sequence. This is where you realize that they're really kind of poking fun at some of this stuff.
Yeah,
because they're all doing the hero walk out of the explosion. And as they walk, all of a sudden, they all start coughing and wheezing from the dust.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, this is... Yeah.
Which is a recurring joke, because on Earth, once he has the sword, I think he's referred to as Highlander several times.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Great sword, Highlander.
Right. Which wouldn't have actually come out until 3 years after the toy line. Okay. It doesn't matter. I did like the fact that kid wore the same hairstyle his entire life.
Well, he's waiting for his chance to happen, so he's got to have the hairstyle. Teela comes back to save him. Teela, who he knew his only friend as a kid because he was a weakly child. Weekly meaning W-E-A-K, not days of the week.
Right.
But Teela was the only one that took pity on him as kids, and she's the one that comes to save him and kind of bring him up to speed with what's going on.
And of course, he's always had like a secret crush on her.
Of course. Played by Camila Mendez, and she's probably the MVP of the movie. I would say, at least.
I don't know. I'm going to say Jared Leto.
Well, Ed, that's the obvious, right? Everybody's
he has
pointing
found
at
his
him.
lane, but never once did I be like, I guess it's because you're not seeing his face. Because like when we watch Aries, we're like, this guy's just a pompous jerk. Like he has way too much baggage with him. But here, he just like he's leaning into the original Skeletor animated voice and like a mix of Mark Hamill's Joker. And he's just like, again, there's all these like subtle references to the cartoon, to the silliness of it all. And this guy just was in his goal. Yeah, he was fantastic.
So I was wondering as I'm watching it, is he even on set or is this just his voice?
I wouldn't doubt it if he was not only on set, but he was on set with a stupid skull mask on.
Well,
and
apparently I did read this as well, that he had a bodysuit like, Michael Keaton in Batman.
Yep. Yeah. So he was there physically on set doing the acting, just like Ahmed Best with a Jar Jar rubber head attached to his top of his skull.
Because he's this really weird, borderline, some people would say annoying method guy.
Sure.
So he would show up with like fake blood smeared across his face to unsettle his fellow actors. I don't know if it just...
mission accomplished.
If it unsettled them or just pissed them off, but
like,
there you go.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah.
The one thing we didn't talk about yet was the director. I was very impressed. This is Travis Knight, who comes from Leica Animation Studios.
Oh, really?
He actually directed Kubo and the Two Strings, Paranorman, and Missing Link. So I thought
so maybe this is why some people were afraid to say, this could use about 30 minutes trimmed out. Nope. Yeah. His vision. Not a scene left on the cutting room floor.
No, everything counts.
So this is great. When Adam shows back up to Eternia with Tila, Eternia's been gutted because Skeletor is in charge. He just doesn't have the sort of power to make him in charge of the universe or whatever.
This is Scar. Scar has taken over the Pride Lands.
Yeah. Tila's like, well, look what happened since you've gone. We've got to fix this. And he starts to meet all the people he just, barely remembers from being a kid.
Right. So, well, he did have multiple scribbles and sketches in his room of all these characters that he remembered.
So apparently he didn't remember their real names. So he's just naming these memories. And this is where the action figure names come in.
You're Fisto. You fist people. And the guy's just like, can you not say that? And I'm like, this is, you're Ram Man. You ram people.
I was wondering if they were going to do Ram Man because even that figure was pretty ridiculous. It was just a guy on a spring. Had zero articulation.
He was almost like a juggernaut type of a thing. But you got Triclops, Mechanic. I will say Lockjaw looked fantastic.
Lockjaw was the best out of all these characters.
That was mostly practical. It almost looked like they colored the top of his lips to look like the teeth. And then his whole lower jaw was painted black, and then he had the metal jaw over it. So then you couldn't see him actually talking. But it was fantastic.
And of course, we did get the sorceress as well. Morena Baccarin plays sorceress.
Nice to see her again. She just acts like the Blue Fairy in Pinocchio. She just kind of shows up and helps him out in times of trouble.
Well, she has to do that because if she's all powerful, Skeletor would have never taken over.
That is true. She had to go into hiding. Yeah, I'll just disguise myself as a bird. He'll never know. Yeah. And then I'll just fly over and poop on him the next 15 years. So back to this. These people have been trapped for 15 years. They've never once tried to escape, and Skeletor let them wear all of their armor.
No,
looked like they were all in the dungeon. He had to go and break them out of the cage.
Oh, see, that's right. That's right. So they're prisoners.
So they're just, and they all look like exactly like they did 15 years ago.
Another great scene is when Adam starts to wield the sword for the first time. It's kind of like one of these Jackie Chan drunk master movies where he's awkwardly, or Greatest American Hero, he's awkwardly kicking ass. And like there's one guy with a gun on his arm. I think it was Lockjaw that he ripped the arm off and he's shooting everybody else with it. That was pretty cool. There's like these speeder bike type things, which I think were toys. I'm pretty sure that they were.
I'm pretty sure everything that we just saw. I forgot about, because for some reason I was thinking that Castle Grayskull was Skeletor's.
Yeah, that always confused me even as a kid. I'm like, well, that looks perfect for
Sure.
Skeletor. But no, Skeletor had Snake Mountain. That was his.
Snake Mountain, which we get at the end of this movie. And I'm like, that is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not USS Flag G.I. Joe cool, but I bet you that toy set was rocking.
But poor Moss Man, he gets melted by Skeletor.
Melted. Yeah.
Skeletor picks him to say, I mean business. But there's,
go.
Skeletor, everybody's hurling superlatives at Jared Leto. Everything I read about this movie is like far and away the best thing about this movie is Skeletor.
I agree.
Which could be true. True.
Okay.
When I finally saw the movie after reading all these headlines, I'm expecting like a complete over-the-top John Lovitz acting, kind of a thing. And he didn't quite go there. But every once in a while, like when he says, mine, 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 that's right from the cartoon.
See, this is what expectations get you. Nothing but a letdown. I think I started reading the reviews after I saw this movie. So we actually had a private screening. We went on a Thursday at 3:00.
Oh, really? And nobody was interested.
There was the only two of us in there. And it is the first time that I actually sat in the theater that had closed captioning. It's not as distracting as watching it on your TV, because obviously the font is much smaller. But,
you see, I thought that was a myth. Yeah.
No, there's myth. We're going Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Myth. So they actually have closed captioning screenings.
I've always seen them listed, but I've never actually made it to one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all. I look at the closed captions on my TV. I had to fight
myself from looking at it. Watching Spider Noir, I had to put it on because Nicolas Cage is just doing the mumbly Humphrey Bogart. But
sure.
Right. I think that's Bogart.
I think that's more Cagney than
that's correct.
Than Bogart.
Yeah. Cagney run through Looney Tunes.
But about halfway through this, I'm like, who does this guy remind me of? Meaning Nicholas Galitzine. And I'm like, Macaulay Culkin.
Imagine if Macaulay just bulked up for this role. That's a good call. Yeah, he's got a very young face.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I thought he was, I liked him a lot.
No, I think he was perfect. He was perfect. What I'm thinking.
He's so goofy. He's kind of doofus. And then when you meet Cringer, who's even cringier than I remember in the cartoon. I remember the cat being afraid, but this was like next level.
We didn't mention that Cringer takes the place of the MGM lion at the beginning.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Got this written down. There's another good Skeletor line. You are but worms beneath my feet. Did he just call us butt worms?
If you're not ready for it, you walk in and you're like, oh, this is just goofy.
And we haven't talked Evil Lynn yet. She's here.
No, she was a pretty solid character.
Played by Alison Brie from Community.
She was Unikitty in the Lego movie.
I wasn't quite sure how to read her because at times when Skeletor would yell at her, she seemed to really enjoy it. And that towards the end, she was getting sick of it, I think, and wanted to help out the heroes a little bit.
That's the joy of an abusive relationship. You convince yourself that you like it and you need it. And then she's like, you know what? Screw this jerk. Although, end credit, she went right back to him.
Yeah, she did.
This is unapologetically campy in the best way possible.
It is. And like I said, I don't think any other approach would have worked.
Right.
And the fact that they did it so well, I have no qualms about them borrowing from like the theme or the tone of a Ragnarok or what have you, because they do it well.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie. This is very entertaining. I was gleeful. Like I said, it took me a bit to kind of pick up on the tone that they were going for, especially in the early Earth scenes. But once you get that soundtrack was that slapping.
Yeah.
And then you start getting those guitar riffs and you're like, you find the end credits. You're like, that's Brian May. No one. Yeah. Nope. They want Flash Gordon all the way here.
Towards the end, if you didn't know already, they're calling Cringer, what are you, a pussy?
Right.
Well, yes.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I'm a cat. He's not a pussy cat. He's a battle cat. And hence he is born. Yes. And at one point, somebody yells, give him head, Ram Man.
That's correct. Yes. This is where you're just like, what? It's so absurd. And especially at the end, they wrap it all up. You get the PSA from Orko, as we mentioned. But just them restoring Eternia, Skeletor. This end fight in Snake Mountain with He-Man and Skeletor is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
He's just beating the crap out of Skeletor, and he's punching him. His jaws
and he's like, you
loose.
just see his skull just
like rattle,
twisting out of shape in slow motion every time he gets punched.
It's a cartoon. But the idea that he runs away to go hide and transform because he doesn't think that they remember that he's He-Man, or the fact that they reveal his nickname for himself is awesome. Because she's like, all right, you had nicknames for everybody else. What'd you call yourself? I don't really want to talk about it. Like, no, what was it? He goes, He-Man. He-Man? What does that even mean?
And Man-at-Arms is like, isn't that a bit redundant?
Right? I told you it was stupid.
I really liked it. If you can't tell already, we both really liked it.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's fun. It brings the action. Yeah, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but when, it's streaming, watch it over 2 nights,
Sure. Or 3. We get a teaser of She-Ra at the end.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition because this is not doing well.
This is not doing well?
No.
I thought is it doing better than what The Mandalorian did?
I don't think so. It completely, I think it didn't even open at number 1 on its first week. And it's already dropped like 60%.
Beat it?
I think Scary Movie did beat it by quite some way. So I'm looking box office and budget. The budget was close to $200 million. And so far, as of this recording, the box office is like 65 million.
Oh, no.
So this is going to be viewed as a bomb unless some miracle occurs.
That is such a bummer. Every person who asks me how it was, I always have to reference the Fisto line. I'm like, that to me tells you everything you need to know going in. That's unfortunate. I wonder why. See, like I said, I haven't read enough bad reviews, but I feel that your diehards are not going to be happy with this because it's not treated as serious as they probably want it to be.
But if you are listening to us, we implore you, if it's still on a big screen, go see it. You will not be disappointed.
If for no other reason than I like the director. Continue, because it really looks spotless. That there's nothing wrong with it. It's not, it's not cinema verite, but it's a nice Saturday afternoon popcorn movie.
Yeah, and if you're turned off by the 2 hour, 20-minute runtime, it will entertain you. Yes, it's long, but you will be entertained during that 2 hours and 20 minutes.
And you will laugh out loud at least once or twice.
Yes, you will.
You will thrust your fist onto your side and laugh like you've never laughed before, almost like you're at the end of a cartoon.
Now, was I misremembering, or did they actually say at the end, just like in Empire, there is another? And before they show Teela?
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Was that just?
Oh, not Teela, She-Ra.
She-Ra,
yeah.
Who is his twin sister, but was never mentioned in this movie.
Did they ever make out like Luke and Leia?
Listen, they're your action figures. You can do whatever you want with them. Oh, He-Man. Wait till we get to Conan making out with a 14-year-old.
You know what I forgot to mention? Did you get a new Regal opening with the roller coaster?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I don't like it. I don't like change.
It's like the roller coaster is in the middle of space and like a sci-fi kind of a.
Not like an upside down roller coaster. I don't like it. Not a fan of it. You're right. That was new. So we get the She-Ra teaser. We get the silly Orko. Now, if you have never watched a cartoon, you wouldn't even know what Orko was. I thought that Roboto, this robot, was replacing Orko, but I guess that is a character for the cartoons.
Oh, I didn't remember Roboto. I didn't remember that at all.
I didn't remember her either. Played by Kristen Wiig. She's getting into the Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very similar character to the robot in Rogue One.
Yep. So we do see at the very end, Evil Lynn does retrieve Skeletor's skull, or part of it.
Because you can't kill Skeletor.
No, but then we get literally, this is a Ming the Merciless laugh as the sand is blowing off his ring. at the end of
What's
Flash
her
Gordon.
comment? Oh, you've looked better as she picks up the
Yeah.
skull.
Good old Skeletor. Can't keep him down. I wonder if these guys at least signed like a 3-movie deal. I thought Idris Elba was great.
Yes.
I mean, he was playing a drunk, like you said, he's not that far removed from Heimdall.
But he's much more important to this movie than he was in the Thor series.
He's the moral compass to a lot of keeping Adam being. Listen, he's like his Jiminy Cricket, I guess. We didn't even talk about the fact that the dad died. Usually, it's the mom.
You mean Burger King?
Burger King literally looked like he drew Burger King. They fired him, but yes, King Burger King, who apparently on his deathbed, no, I didn't think you were weak. I just didn't want you to be like that cat over there.
Well, he could have fooled me from those flashbacks at the beginning.
Those flashbacks were pretty that because that's how a kid remembers it. Don't tell me afterwards this is what I really meant. I'm sorry. For the last 20 years, that's how I took it.
And I kind of still do, regardless of what you say. I kind of still take it that way.
Right. So he's the parents' fault. I can't wait for the day that I'm in therapy with my kids and they tell me everything I did wrong that ruined their lives. The circle will be complete.
You'll have like a huge white beard, just like this guy. And yeah.
I'll be drunk like Duncan. Drunken. Somebody call him Drunken at one point.
Yes, I think they did. So buckets, what would we give to Masters of the Universe?
Right now, talking this up, I'm going to give it a solid 4 1/4.
Wow. See, I'm going to go, if it was shorter, it would be in 4 territory for me, but I'm going to go 3 3/4 with this.
Okay. Listen, we're both recommending it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I enjoyed it immensely. This is probably one of those movies that once it drops on streaming, I will watch it whenever it shows up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's an MGM movie, so MGM has its own streaming service, so I think maybe it'll probably be on there before anything else.
Can someone just create cable again? Bundle all of these streaming services together and charge me one price? Friggin' every time you turn around, Disney's going up. Paramount's emerging. Oh, let's get Paramount because my wife wants to watch Yellowstone. Oh, nope. Oh, sorry. It's over on Peacock now. All right, we'll get Peacock. Oh, nope. It's back on Prime. Yeah. All right, you want to go to the concession stand?
Let's go to the concession.
Are you hungry?
I am.
So this is, I really had to push to kind of tie this into these 2 movies. But I thought it was I'm proud of myself. So this is like the daddy of all treats that we have not talked about yet.
What?
Been keeping it in my back pocket all this time. We've talked about some offshoot products, but we're talking Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
We've never talked Reese's Peanut Butter Cups?
We have never talked Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. We've talked about Reese's Pieces and how much E.T. likes them. We have never covered Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Well, even if we did, I don't remember, so it's new to me.
So it's new to you? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I did all the research here, so this is the first time. It's not on our list. I know that I've been sitting on it. So anyways, the reason I bring it is because our 2 main characters in these movies are massive bodybuilders. And according to the Sports Nutrition Playbook, a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup provides satisfaction without breaking your calorie bank. And a lot of these bodybuilders eat one of these either right before or during their workout to get that little extra energy boost.
Oh.
And I guess there's actually science facts to back it up. It's 110 calories, 6 grams of total fat, 2 grams of protein, 12 grams of total carbs. Actually, 11 grams of sugar. But I guess these are like these little power bars. They pop one in their mouth, and it gives them that extra little edge in working out. That's all right. So we're going Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. We have to go all the way back to 1919. Well over 100 years ago.
Cue up, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You're
going to melt in the sun, these damn things.
Yeah.
Too hot. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are credited with being invented by one Harry Burnett Reese, or HB to his friends. And he was a former dairy farmer for Milton S. Hershey, who you might recognize that name. Unfortunately, Reese's lost his job at the dairy farm, but somehow still maintains a relationship with Hershey. So this guy is now screwed because apparently he had 16 children and needed to provide for them ASAP. 16 kids. He probably could have sold a couple, got a couple extra dollars. But anyway, so this guy decided he's going to start making candy in his basement. At least that keeps him off her, so they don't have 17 or 18 kids. So in 1928, so almost 10 years later, it takes this guy to perfect his, he launches an entire assortment of chocolates, one of which is dubbed the Penny Cup. And it's a simple little chocolate mini pie with peanut butter filling. And they accredit it as one of the first to combine the two, peanut butter and chocolate. But chocolate covered peanuts go all the way back to like the early 1900s. So it's not like he invented it, but he's like, oh, you know, those commercials. You put chocolate in my peanut butter. You put peanut butter in my chocolate. So he maintained this relationship with Hershey. So he bought his chocolate from them. And then clearly he was like trying to compete with them on a local level. And they've always been made with real milk chocolate or dark chocolate and real peanut butter. Although we're going to talk about that a little bit later because there was a controversy that actually came up this year. So he used their chocolate coatings for his candy. And he would sell these things for a penny, hence the name Penny Cup. And one of the distinct taste, I guess, that comes from these is that he would roast the peanuts right before it burns. And that's what he would use to make it. So he had like that kind of toasty peanut butter taste to it.
So I imagine these penny cups are kind of like the little cup Hershey's that you get for in the Halloween bags.
I couldn't find like an actual, but yeah, you're right. It's probably closer to like a.
And they come in the foil wrappers.
Right. Yeah, these are not the big ones that you can get now in the 2 and 4 cup. But he realized by 1935 that this peanut butter cup was clearly his most popular item. So he started kind of weeding away some of his other products, concentrated on these cups, and rebranded them as Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in 1935. Unfortunately, by the 40s, the war effort kicks in, and all of a sudden there's a short of sugar and other ingredients. So he stops making all the other candies, and he just goes all in on this peanut butter cup. This is the only thing he makes now. And this is around the time that the very iconic orange wrapper comes into existence.
Okay.
And there's some controversy on why there was orange, what the orange signified, but it did make it stand out on the shelves because it was kind of unlike anything that was available at the time, branding-wise. And one of the fun things I found out is that there are trademarked colors, federally registered trademarked colors for certain products. So this is actually trademarked Reese's Orange.
Reese's Orange. Nobody else can use this shade of orange.
Use that orange. You want to know else? There's also a Tiffany Blue. You big Tiffany fans out there with that baby blue box. That is a registered Cadbury Purple, Starbucks Green, Barbie Pink, UPS Brown, and Carolina Blue. Now, I don't know what the Carolina Blue is. But these are all, yeah, it's trademarked. You can't do anything with that orange. It's probably a top secret what the CMYK breakdown is.
Okay, so you couldn't actually accidentally use it then?
You could accidentally use it, and then somebody would come along and sue you.
I mean, is there a paint out there or a marker that's Reese's Orange that, you know, is just like tempting the buyer? Come on. You know, a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Unless it's a licensed product that they actually, you know, they're like, all right, we'll release this as a pen, special limited edition orange pen. I don't know. I don't think it sounds that special anyways. So anyways, poor H.B. Reese passed away in 1956, just days before his 77th birthday, leaving his highly successful business to his 6 sons. So does that mean he had 10 girls?
Or he had
16 kids.
10 other sons that had no interest.
Or died off of malaria years ago. This was early 1900s.
Yeah, you had to have as many kids as possible to have some survive.
The odds. We got to keep popping them out. Someone's got to take care of this farm. So these kids continued their dad's legacy and continued their close relationship with Hershey's, but then agreed to finally merge the H.B. Reese Candy Company with the Hershey Chocolate Corporation on July 2nd, 1963, in a stock-for-stock deal worth $23.9 million. Now, in today's money, that is $255.5 million.
So Hershey took it over at that point in time.
Took it over, yep. And by 1969, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups became the company's best-selling product. In the late 70s, we were introduced to a candy-coated version called PBs. Do you remember these little?
Were they little?
Like BBs. They look like little.
Yep, I remember.
Which
were they like the
renamed.
proto Reese's Pieces?
They are, in fact, the proto that they end up becoming renamed as Reese's Pieces. And then as we
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Peter Coyote just eating stuff off of the forest ground.
He was licking the dirt for alien urine. But yeah, the 1982, the Reese's Pieces just skyrocketed, and it took peanut butter cups with it. But
it did. So it affected peanut butter cups as well.
It did. So as we know, today they've expanded far beyond just the classic cup. You got the Easter, the peanut butter eggs.
You got chunky varieties of the cups.
Yep. You got white chocolate, dark chocolate. The ones that I was chasing after recently were the ones that have potato chips in them.
Ah, yes, I remember seeing that, or hearing about it at least.
They're fun. Got a nice little crunch to them. There's white chocolate. There's
the white chocolate with like a chocolate cookie in there, isn't there?
Something like that, yeah. I didn't dig too deep on some of the alternates because, like, there's Halloween, the little minis. There's a Christmas tree. You got the Valentine's Day. I think they make the hearts.
I think there's one that's maybe got a green color in it for something. I remember seeing.
Maybe the plant-based one. There is a plant-based one that I would, just for shits and giggles, try. Mm-hmm. I still have yet to try like an Impossible Burger.
The amount of sodium in those things?
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, I might as well just eat a cow. Although that's pricing out on my beef prices are insane. But they just brought back, they had a limited edition peanut butter and jelly, as well as a white marshmallow. But now it's just a mallow, right?
Well, it's got to have peanut butter in it if it's a Reese's.
You would think so. I don't know. White marshmallow. Maybe it's just marshmallow mixed with peanut butter? I don't know. One of the fun facts, the largest Reese's peanut butter cup weighs 8 ounces and is sold in packs of 2 on the official Reese's site. You can go there right now.
Did you ever see anything in your research here, including graham crackers? Because graham crackers and peanut butter is one of the best things that you could eat ever.
No.
They had like a layer of graham cracker in the Reese's cup.
Really?
There you go. Please send me my royalty check, Reese's.
Every time we talk about these candies, we're just giving them free advertising. There is an official Reese's Peanut Butter Cup holiday. May 18th is officially known as I Love Reese's Day. Were you part of the 40,000 fans who went online in 2011 and made this happen?
No.
Do you like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups?
I'm still trying to make Day happen, but that's not getting me anywhere.
Isn't that February 15th, day after Valentine's Day?
It is, yes. Yep.
Bacon Day. I can't help you. So Reese's does $510 million in standard peanut butter sales each year. And current retail price for a pack of 2, $1.25. That's a far cry from a penny. But
that seems low, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what the inflation rate would be. It's 125% inflation over 100 plus years.
Because every time I go to the grocery store, of course, Reese's is front and center in the candy section in the checkout aisle. And I have a feeling, even the normal size Reese's double pack is like $3 at this point.
Is it really that high?
Yeah.
I don't know when this was the current data that I had, so yeah. I did research. I just didn't do a ton of research. So anybody wants to check that out? Like Reese's, but that orange label, still there, still iconic. Draws your eye. Like you said, you're standing in line. Every little kid in the world. I fondly remember opening up my Star Wars lunch pail in 6th grade, and I got my thermos full of, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was soda. I doubt it. It was probably water, or milk. Bologna sandwich and a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sometimes I would actually trade with my friend Jeff Gauss, and we would swap snacks. I bet
Who would get the cup?
I usually had the cup, so sometimes I would try. Okay. I don't remember what he had that we would.
I was going to say he'd have to have something good
from a Reese's peanut butter cup. So, fun fact: the fear of getting peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth is arachibutyrophobia. So use that in your next conversation.
Repeat that?
Arachibutyrophobia. And I can't tell you if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm just phonetically trying to spell it out.
Is the word beauty in there?
B-U-T-Y. B-U-T-Y-T-R-O. Butitro. Butitro. Who knew that there was a fear of peanut butter? Mr. Ed probably did not have this. Because otherwise they'd never make him talk.
They'd never make him talk. Yeah.
Nope. So I wanted to bring up this controversy, which just dropped this past Valentine's Day, 2026. Apparently, Reese's 70-year-old grandson popped open a package of Reese's peanut butter cups, took a one bite, and was not happy. I opened it up, and I had about 2 of them, and I had to spit them out, he said. I dumped the entire contents into my kitchen garbage can, and I kept the pouch. I checked it, and it wasn't milk chocolate. It wasn't real peanut butter. I never in my entire life spit out a Reese's product. And then he went to LinkedIn and posted this. So clearly, Hershey was now in damage control mode. And sure enough, over the years, they had chinched out, and their quality products became less quality.
Well, when was the last time this guy tried his own family product?
I don't know. Who knows? Some of the family members came out and actually said, "Listen, we're not part of this discussion. Your products are fine. Keep sending us those.
Just keep sending us the money."
Yeah, 70-year-old guy cranking on about that's not how I remember it being. So this was so Hershey had to acknowledge that the recipes were changed, that obviously with the high cost of cocoa, they had to switch around some of the ingredients, and they got called out for it by H.B. Reese's grandson.
Yeah.
Who clearly is just looking for a paycheck at this point.
Well, I would imagine that they could say at that point, you're right. We are going to stop sending you paychecks because there's no longer the Reese's formula. I love it then. Forget anything that I just said.
I don't know what you're talking about. Somebody hacked my account. I don't know. So there you go. So next time you're working out in the gym, pop one of these in your mouth and do 20 sit-ups. 20 crunches.
Yeah.
You too will look like Conan and He-Man.
Reese's.
There you go. Reese's peanut butter cup.
Long overdue.
No. Now I don't know what I'm ever going to talk about again. We're so running out of candy. So here we go. 1984. We are going all the way back to 1984.
1984 and Conan the Destroyer.
Not Conan the Barbarian. That was 82. This is the sequel. The very PG, family-friendly.
Well, it's still got spurting blood, but I guess just enough.
Once or twice in here, I said, this is supposed to be family-friendly. Again, this princess is 14 years old, and she is jonesing on Conan.
She's not advertised the character as 14, but yes, in reality,
actress, yeah.
Olivia Diabo, who was the older sister, actually, on the Wonder Years, is 14 years old here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, clearly there were shots where she looks like she's 12.
Well, how old was Natalie Portman in The Professional? She was right around the same age. I think she was 13. So it's not the only time this creepy stuff has happened.
No, but you were telling me that they went out of their way to make a PG family friendly Conan, and yet you still have this going on in here. It's like, then why didn't you just make the movie that everyone else wanted to make? This is studio interference.
Yes. Well, this began as a straight, sequel, R-rated sequel to Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian is pretty brutal. He's a barbarian.
Even though that was successful, the producers here, and this isn't Dino who produced this movie. It's Raffaella De Laurentiis. So it's Dino's production company, but it's Raffaella, who is his daughter.
His wife? Oh, daughter. Okay.
She is the daughter of Dino
De Laurentiis. All right, Dad, I'm coming into the family business. I'm making crappy movies. Come on in, daughter.
The attitude was that Conan the Barbarian, as successful as it was, would have been even more so if it wasn't rated R. So as they're making the movie, that's what they decide to do. Is, okay, we need to keep this. This isn't even, in PG-13 days. This is previous to PG-13 happening. Maybe only by a few months, but it was previous.
Yeah, I think Red Dawn and Indiana Jones were right behind this.
So they cut the movie in the end to gain a PG rating. So some sex was cut out, some bloodshed was cut out. And this upset Arnold so much that he left Conan behind from this point on. And it's really a shame because I was 13 when I saw this. So I'd already seen the original on HBO.
Right.
So I knew the lore. And this is pre-Terminator. So Arnold is still pretty much only known for being Conan at this point.
Hercules.
Hercules. So I was really jazzed at the end of this and wanted to see the next chapter because you're teased twice.
You're teased King Conan.
At the end of the first movie and at the end of the second movie, that there's a better movie out there, even better than what you've just seen. It's coming.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah.
And of course, I knew nothing about, none of us did about this behind the scenes stuff. We would know it immediately today about this wrangling. But no, by the time that this hit movie screens, Arnold was done already with Conan.
But he did replay a version of this character in Red Sonja.
He did, but
so he agreed.
It sounded like he was already obligated to do that. And the character wasn't even Conan in that one.
No, and that was 85, right? It was a year after this.
It was 85, a year after this.
Okay.
I remember seeing this in the theater, and I loved it.
I loved it. Oh, no, I didn't. I saw the first one in the drive-in. I did not see this one in the theater.
Okay, yeah. But, it just, it's on all cylinders throughout the whole thing. Comes in, it comes out, it does its job. This is the kind of Odyssey I want to see. He's fighting monsters, especially at the end, the kaiju guy, Daggett. And not until I had no idea that was Andre the Giant until reading about it.
Wait, what? The creature at the end?
The creature at the end.
I did not know that.
That's Andre the Giant in costume.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. He looks like a cross between Gilman and Brundlefly.
Yes, Brundlefly. I'm trying to think, where have I seen this design before? It's that.
I was very worried Conan was going to get an STD from that vagina neck, but I think he dodged a bullet.
So Brundlefly actually came after this. So they ripped off Daggett. That was 86. Yeah.
86.
Carlo Rambaldi came up with the mechanics of Daggett.
Yeah. Once again, sir, we apologize.
Yes. Deep bows.
Whenever the man's name gets brought up.
Yeah.
But we did. So this is directed by Richard Fleischer, who, when I Googled this guy's work, this guy's a hero.
The son of Max Fleischer.
The animation mogul. Oh, shit. But this guy directed Soylent Green, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He did go on to direct Red Sonja and Fantastic Voyage.
When I say that Arnold was already locked in, I think is because he enjoyed working with this director and he already committed, to Red Sonja with him. Right. But so, this guy was, as you said, making movies in the 50s. And so he was pushing 70. He was pushing 70 when he made Conan the Destroyer.
But this is not. So it was John Milius who directed the first
John
one.
Milius, yeah.
Milius. And he wanted nothing to do. No, I think he wanted in. But he didn't want De Laurentiis to be involved. He's like, we did not get along.
Yeah, it was Milius that suggested Fleischer.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, I'm not working with your father again, to the Raffaella De Laurentiis. So apparently he did have some, overseeing producer role.
Right.
Did you know?
I did not know that was Andre the Giant. I did not see that.
Wilt Chamberlain never fights this monster, so they could have just used him in the.
That is true. That is true. Because he turns into the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I have seen this.
Well, he's kind of like the in Snow White. He's kind of like the guy that has to go and get the heart of Snow White.
Right. Yeah. Here you go. She needs to go on this adventure. Keep her a virgin, and when we get back, you can kill her. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to kill Conan too. Okay.
But when we're introduced to Conan, he's still a thief. He's not. It's not so far removed from the first movie. He's still mourning Valeria, who died in the first movie.
Yes, we do get a little vignette of her. But
he's got a new sidekick here. So he doesn't have Subutai anymore, the archer. Now he's got this guy. He's got Malik. This thief guy, Malik.
And he's worthless. This guy is like, who would want to hang out with this guy? Like, I think this is the guy that shows up in the Newhart, huh?
I think you're right. He's Tracy Walter. He's a very famous character actor. Not famous by name, but you've seen him in a million movies.
Him. And I think was he in The Road Warrior?
No.
His
hair probably was, but not him himself.
he just brings, I guess he's supposed to be the comic relief.
But his monotone delivery is just so flat, and it's the same. He's not funny.
No, and I don't know. I mean, Conan never laughed at him. So if anything, he's just saving him the whole time. He's falling off the waterfall. He's freaking tripping.
And he keeps saying, whenever they're going into danger, I'll stay here. Watch the horses. How many times you got to say this?
Got to stay here.
But this character was supposed to be played by Squiggy from Lenny and Squiggy.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah. Now that would have been a character. And he probably would have made it funny.
David Lander is the name of the actor. Yeah. But because he had multiple sclerosis and his health was deteriorating, unfortunately he did pass.
Wow.
He couldn't do it. Oh. He had to quit. So it was recast.
That's a bummer. That would have been fun.
Hello there, Conan.
Because some of the stunt casting, like Grace Jones, what do we know Grace Jones for at that point? She was a singer, right?
She was Slave to the Rhythm and Demolition Man, right?
Right. Oh, that's
and
right.
She was going out with she was Dolph Lundgren's girlfriend.
But like Wilt Chamberlain, like you're just hiring this guy because he's 7'2".
But he's not bad.
No, he's not. He could be worse. They did have to go all the way to Mexico to find a horse that actually he could ride without.
And it doesn't even look like he's riding it. He's just like the camera's below him and he's just jumping up and down.
Yeah. I will say for the most part, visually, this is pretty impressive because there's a lot of these miniature plate glass double shots, of the castle on the horizon that's clearly not there. And then there's two shots where they're in a boat going to and from the glass castle. Yeah. That are just horrible green screen.
But it's charming in its own way.
But the rest of this is so on set, everything, like it's almost like they got back to the studio after filming. I think I don't even know where they were filming. And they're like, oh, we don't have shots of them going. Like, how did they get to the castle? But what's funny is, all right, let's put them in a boat in this room.
When they're on the shore, they're on location. They're actually there.
Saying. Everything is on location. So it almost feels like it was a pickup shot after. Because the sets themselves, even when they're running around the catacombs and stuff, is pretty impressive.
And there's one scene like talking about like a matte shot when they're approaching a town that's carved into a mountain. Mm-hmm. And it looks pretty flawless to me.
Yeah.
But we meet Conan and he's praying to Crom.
Always crying to Crom.
So all these soldiers, there's an action scene in the beginning. All these soldiers surround him. They're trying to net him. And this is where some blood is shed. Conan is is chopping some guys here.
But meanwhile, Malik is just hiding underneath the altar. And it's like, so if Conan goes down, you're dead. They're just going to
at one point, he did jump on a guy and did the double knife to him. And then he went under the altar.
And then
yeah.
and just continued to swallow jewels.
Yep.
This guy's he's gonna have he needs laxatives. These things are not coming out. Throughout the whole
Or he's
movie,
going to be screaming in pain off camera.
Yeah. I have cramps. I have cramps just thinking about it. It's like when Hey ate the heart of the ocean.
They are not small things that he's swallowing.
No. But 2 minutes in, he's already punched a horse and bopped a camel on the head. There's Three Stooges level of slapstick, but it just kind of works.
But that's just like a carry through because he punched a camel in the first movie for spitting on him. Camel does it again here.
Listen, that's what camels do, right?
But we get Sarah Douglas, one of the three from the negative zone in Superman 2.
Holy crap. My wife looked up from her book, pointed at the screen, Superman, that's a girl from Superman. And I had to Google it because I didn't know her name and I wasn't entirely sure she was correct. And she was right.
Yeah.
I said, fine, I'll never doubt you again. Ursa.
So she wants Conan to accompany her niece, Princess Jenna, to the Crystal Palace to get a key, and then from there use that key to get a horn that she needs for Daggett, who she worships.
Hey, could you pick me up a pack of smokes on the way home?
Yeah.
Like this, talk about adventures in babysitting.
And in return, the reason he does this is she agrees to bring back Valeria from the dead.
I would like proof of that first. Can you bring something else back from the dead?
Well, I think because she is an evil queen, this is the scene probably that they cut, the sex scene, because maybe she actually shapeshifts into Valeria.
Oh, I would have liked to have seen that. And they actually filmed that?
Yeah, and they cut it. But unfortunately, because I have a double pack on Blu-ray of the first movie and the second movie, there are no special features on the second movie except for the trailer. So
I did get the Blu-ray at the last minute from my library, but I'll have to look and see if there's features.
So he agrees to do it, and lickety split, they are on their way to get this key.
Yeah, and this is like Fellowship of the Rings. I just keep collecting part of the group.
Yeah, so Wilt Chamberlain is there from the beginning because she's
Mr.
Bombata. Not Afrika Bombata.
But I think by the end of my notes, I'm referring to him as Bombasta.
Because we know already that he has ill intentions because the queen tells him on his way out, all right, once she gets the horn, kill Conan. So we know right up front she has no intention of bringing back Valeria from the dead.
I'm beginning to not trust this woman.
Yeah. And they keep talking about this princess as a girl with a certain mark. Do we ever see the mark?
They show it once and then it completely disappears every other time.
It's on her chest, right?
Yeah, which again, it's probably
the less mentioned about that, the better with this 14-year-old girl.
But the fact that she said, "Oh, by the way, she must remain a virgin." We gotta. This is the whole way it's gotta go down.
Yeah. So not only is Wilt Chamberlain going to kill Conan, but he's going to ensure that she is untouched.
He's like her chastity belt. So, but we run into who's the first guy that's on the open pit. He's being barbecued on the fire.
His real name is Mako, which I think it's better than his character's name, Akiro. So this is Conan's sorcerer friend from the first movie. I don't think he had a name in the first movie. He just points his fingers and goes a lot.
Can I just ask you, if you're going to eat somebody and you have them tied to a spit, would you take the clothes off first?
Or skin them?
Well, I mean, listen, you crisp that skin up.
They're cut rate amateurs as cannibals.
Even if they ate them, they'd probably be hungry an hour later.
Well, they see Conan come through, and this guy, he's like the main course. But
yeah, well, that guy could feed you for a month.
Conan's not having it. This is one of the few scenes of bloodshed where you see the decapitated head, slow-mo, fly up into the air. There's one nice scene. It's like a Time Bandit scene where they go past like a woolly mammoth skeleton.
I did call that out. I'm like, that's actually a really nice shot because somebody had to build that damn thing.
Yeah.
Just to sit there in the desert for a 20-second shot at most.
And now they come upon Grace Jones. They pass through a town and they have her tied to a stake and they're all trying to stab her, but she's fighting all the townspeople off. And she's the last survivor of a bunch of thieves that tried to rip off the town. They killed everybody else, and she's the last one standing. So they're just going to pass right by her, but the princess is like, help her to Conan, and so he lets her go.
So he lets her go. He doesn't fight with her. He just releases her from the chain so that she can stand her own ground. But this is where, again, he's Three Stooges, two guys' heads together. Just like, so they race off, and then she chases after them. And so Bombada says, I got this. And they engage in some fisticuffs.
Yeah.
And apparently she really bit him. She bit his ear during this fight.
And drew blood?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that there might have been some ill will toward these two. I don't know.
And this is where we get another deadpan, quote unquote, comedic line from Malik. I think we made a friend.
So we get to this ice castle in
no time at all. We get to this ice castle.
So we got to our first. This is where the key is. This diamond, this jewel.
They camp because they get there at night or right before nightfall. And Wilt Chamberlain wants to go right to the castle, and Conan's like, "No, we must rest."
The princess does too. Princess is like, "Let's go." Yep. He's like, "No, we stay here. We'll go in the morning." Tired. The
wizard, the evil wizard that lives in the ice castle, he takes the opportunity to change into a bird of fog, flies over the lake, an animated bird of fog.
He's like a cartoon pterodactyl.
Yeah. Something out of Battle from the Planets, it looked like.
Oh, and when the ship went Phoenix.
Yeah.
Picks her up, brings her back, puts her on a really nice bed, by the way. And then he says, sleep. What do you think she's doing?
And what is her purpose there?
She's been sleeping the whole time. Right. Why would you? Does he know that she's there for the jewel?
Or maybe he wants the jewel for himself, yet he can't touch it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That's never explained. He's just hanging out in this castle. And he's like, look at these morons coming to my house. All right, let me go.
So they realize she's gone.
Boat.
And they take the boat. They can't get in because it's all walled off, so they have to swim under the water to get into a secret.
Now, why would they all? Oh, there's a secret. Yeah, because your guy, the wacko guy, Mako, he just points his head and he goes, "Yep, there's an opening down there. How about you go first and then tell me if that's true?"
Yeah, he does. He points his fingers. No, down there.
You go first, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this looked like Pirates of the Caribbean ride. The inside of the caverns.
No, it reminded me that scene in the Polar Express when the train is going around and around and around the mountain going up.
Yep.
And it's like a mile long. I'm like, how long did it take them to get up those stairs?
I guess they didn't have elevators back then. Yeah, so they swim through and then go up these catacombs.
So this scene is insane. They get to the top. They find the chamber with the key in it. And Conan is the only one. He goes in, but then the door closes and the others can't go in. And he's in there by himself, and he faces down the wizard, who turns into a lizard monster.
Yeah, this guy. So this is Pat Roach is the actor playing this character. And Pat Roach, he's the mechanic that Indiana Jones fought in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
And he's in all three movies, but I think a lot of his stuff in Crusade got cut. But he's also the thuggy warrior that Indy beats up and ends up getting stuck in the rock pulverizer.
I remember him as well.
Yeah, and we've talked about him before. He's been in some other stuff. He was like a go-to stunt guy.
And apparently he terrified Olivia d'Abo on set. I don't know if he was, mean to her or not.
Like just chasing her around in this costume?
I don't know.
Boogie.
But this looks like he's wearing a Don Post mask.
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't even move.
His eyes
the mouth
don't line up with.
The eyes don't line up, and he's sticking his tongue out through the open mouth. And
but this is a cool scene because this is like a hall of mirrors with the red cloaks, and this guy's like Little Red Riding Hulk. And then it just goes like full on WWE.
There's body slams. There's
Conan,
kicks.
and he's swinging him around by his feet.
And I love that point of view shot.
And they're not very good at this because every time they rescue her, she just gets kidnapped again.
What's great is that there's a GIF, 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 the little videos out there.
Yep.
That shows the scene from Titanic where Rose and Jack are spinning each other on the dance floor, but it's just Rose spinning Conan, and it's the two movies cut together.
Yeah, there you go.
You see Rose, and then you see Conan going,
It's fun.
But yeah, so Conan soon mistakenly breaks one of the panes of glass, and he discovers that when he does that, it cuts the lizard guy.
Yeah, because he's physical in the sense that he's punching him and he's grabbing him, but then when he tries to stab him with the sword, he just turns invisible.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not fair.
And at one point, the lizard guy has him in like a backbreaker move. And that's like a great scene.
We're going to need you to come back and do some audio looping. It's a little too, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay.
So he breaks all the glass except for two remaining panes. And he figures, okay, the real wizard is behind one of them who's controlling this lizard guy. And my friends are behind the other.
Which one am I going to throw the rock at?
And they're all, you see them because he can't see through the glass.
They're like, no, not us.
And they're all yelling. They don't move out of the way.
You can't sit, right. All you got to do is stand to the side. But he does choose. He chooses correctly.
He chooses correctly. He impales the wizard. And the lizard guy just turns into a pile of glass in the middle of the floor.
Shadows.
Yeah.
And so then we take the key and it opens up this giant fireplace.
Well, that's in another location.
Oh, that is another place. Okay, so this is all right. So they escape from here. They rescue her
because the castle is now coming down all around them, and they've got to get out.
Yes.
They don't have to swim out, by the way.
No,
like they did.
Right. But now they're inside the house. They can just unlock the door from the inside.
I guess they can. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're
right. They've got the guy that can go.
Is that also how he found the girl sleeping in the bed?
Hey, can you give me a Reese's peanut butter cup? I need to work out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So they escape and then immediately get overrun by the Queen's guards.
Yeah, and Arnold, the light bulb is slowly turning on over Conan's head. These are the Queen's guards. Why are they attacking us? I think they thought that you were going to hurt the girl. Good point. Bumbata.
Yeah, this is actually some fancy sword work going on here.
They make camp and they're reveling in their victory, and Conan gets drunk.
Oh, he gets hammered. And she's hitting on him.
She is. Because she's already asked Grace Jones, how do you attract a man? You take him.
Yeah, what does she mean by that? You take him? And Malik was like, I don't know. You just kind of do. And it's like, and again, this is where I'm like, this is supposed to be family friendly.
Yeah.
Mom, what does it mean? Take him.
But Arnold is actually pretty funny here when he's playing drunk.
Yeah, and he turns around, runs right in Bombada, and knocks himself out.
Yep.
Down for the count. So this is the second one when they get to the sand castle. And it takes them 20 minutes sneaking through the catacombs here.
Yep. And there's a huge door that they have to prop open. And that's closing on somebody before they leave.
Sure.
And yeah, the horn of this Daggett is in this mouth cave.
Mouth cave.
For lack of a better, description.
No, that's a perfect description.
That the princess has to walk through the fire unscathed to grab the horn. And there are this cult that lives in the catacombs. I don't know. They
let them take the thing and then
they show up. Yeah.
Right. And he's like, oh, we come in peace. Well, then let us go in peace.
And isn't this guy, the leader of the cult, suddenly in the throne room at the end as well? I'm like, how'd you get there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think that was that guy from the cave that beat them to the throne room.
Oh, yes. But we get a wizard on wizard fight here. This guy's going full on Mr. Miyagi. And I did read, there's scenes where they breathe and it looks like, they're in a cold environment and you get the breath coming out. They were putting dry ice in their mouth. It was in some kind of a cage thing so that when you breathe it, I'm like, where's OSHA during that? That's crazy.
Bombada tries again to kill Conan by causing a cave-in. Traps Conan and all the others so Bombada and the princess can get back to the throne room, and but they give chase once they get out. It was pretty easy for them to get out, actually, after the cave-in.
Yeah.
And you could tell when Conan is climbing out, before the others, that the rocks are foam. They're just, falling too easily out of his way.
They came right off the Star Trek set, yeah. But this is where we get Malik telling everybody that there's another entrance at the bottom of the waterfall. And he's telling this story.
Oh, yeah, like my sister's cousin.
My cousin
broke out of there once.
Told me once. And this is like a running joke. And it's just like this is like straight out of Spaceballs.
Yeah.
My cousin's sister's brother never said anything about bars. How do we get back up? Oh, well, we tried. It's like, why is Conan keeping this guy around? He's worthless. But we're cutting back and forth because now we go back to the throne room where our princess is getting drunk. They're drugging her up so they can kill her.
And they're playing the same music here because it's the same guy that did the music for the first Conan and this Conan. Basil Polydorus, they're playing the theme from the orgy scene from the first Conan, like during this whole sequence.
Again. No one will remember that.
Yeah.
Let's use it again.
But they put the horn onto the statue in the throne room and it slowly starts to come to life.
And this is actually a pretty good effect.
It is. This is where Rambaldi comes into play.
Yeah. Earn that paycheck.
So they show up in the throne room, and now we get the final fight between Conan and Wilt Chamberlain first.
Yeah, I forgot. He kills him.
Yeah.
Takes him right out.
And as this is happening, the statue is getting further and further alive.
So clearly they didn't know that this thing was, or this is the sacrifice, and now this monster is going to eat the girl.
I guess so, yeah.
Like, what's the point of bringing this? What was the end game to this by sacrificing the princess?
Then this Daggett would be all powerful if that happened, and then the queen would rule with, I don't know.
It immediately impaled her, killed her. That didn't work out so well. But yeah, this fight is fun. Zula takes out the priest with her staff. Sometimes a sharp tip, sometimes not.
Yeah, sometimes she just knocks people out with it.
Right.
I guess, depending on the end.
I don't know. Conan referred to it as a toothpick, like they had toothpicks back then.
But didn't Wilt Chamberlain like cut that down, like in their first fight together? So she didn't have
the stick, right?
Yeah,
she might have just picked up another stick somewhere along the line
and whittled it.
But maybe I missed that part while she's sitting around the fire.
Yeah, she cut down a tree, and 2 hours later, she had another toothpick.
She's gnawing on it like a beaver. Conan was making fun of it, but killed that priest.
But this is a great scene. Conan fights the giant monster. Well, not so giant, but he is Andre the Giant, apparently.
Andre the Giant. That is crazy. I did not know that. And he's the scene where he's slowly tearing the horn out of its socket is one that sticks with me.
And it's like its eyes are rolling back into its head.
Sure, you got some blood squirts every now and again, some goo. Because that's just a big open cavity. You pop that open and there's some decent fight action going on here. Like the monster has like a grab action, almost like an action figure, where it takes Conan's head in its webbed hands and throws him. And again, he's fun. He's got like these gill wing things on his arms. Yeah, he's a fun creature.
Yeah,
eyes are off to the side. He's got the big vagina mouth in the middle.
Yeah, I could see this being an action figure.
Yeah, should have been.
It should have been. Of course, they come out victorious. Conan rips the horn out, as you said, and kills the thing and, sinks the sword into his head. And, of course, the comic relief, Malik, has to have his one last shot here. So after Conan kills him,
at the end,
he stabs it, and they replay the heroic music after he does that. And nobody laughed.
Nobody laughed.
But they do give you a Star Wars throne room ending. They sure
do. This is a rebel-based ceremony, right? Straight up. Every one of these heroes is going to get their medal.
Yep. Zula will stay on and be the captain of the guard.
Eventually, she moved to Wakanda.
Malik becomes the fool of the court.
Court jester.
Yeah.
Is that everything he's ever wanted? Well, he's going to get fired really quick because no one was laughing at his jokes.
Because his one joke is his brother's sister's cousin, and that's right. After you hear the 100th time.
It's like going to a Seinfeld stand up. Do your best bits. Talk about airline food.
She'll be like, bring me the fool, and he'll come out. Well, one time, my brother's sister's cousin.
That gets me every time.
And the wizard becomes like her right-hand man, her vice president.
Her counsel, yeah.
Yeah. And she offers Conan, like, rule with me together.
No thanks.
And gives him, thankfully, he doesn't return the kiss. He's just
No, that is correct. Yeah, he's very stoic in this moment. Otherwise, you'd be bordering on statutory.
Probably that helped that along is that Arnold off screen had started seeing Maria Shriver, who was on set most of the time here.
I don't like little kids.
And he probably was, before the scene, Maria Shriver, I'm about to kiss the girl, but look, I will not kiss her. Because I love you, Maria Shriver.
I was thinking of you the whole time. So he goes on his way, on to his next adventure. Or so we thought.
Or so we thought. We were promised another adventure. And I guess we're finally going to get it now in 2027 or whatever.
I'm not buying any. We've talked about this on previous episodes. I'm not buying any of these rumors of all these damn 78-year-old acting stars that want to come back and reprise their roles now. Now, it would be perfect.
The only way that they could do it,
give me an 80-year-old Schwarzenegger as King Conan, I would buy it.
Well, it's going to be one of two things. It's going to be Arnold, like at the beginning and at the end, with a younger Conan, like his son or something.
Yeah, right.
Or
Conan
it's going to be like a CG character, like the beginning of Indiana Jones.
No,
last movie.
I don't think we're there yet.
Or like a de-aged Arnold,
right?
Not completely CG.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But you're right. It's probably going to be a reboot. It's King Conan. And, his kids.
This Patrick Schwarzenegger, he was on The White Lotus, which is an HBO show, and he's actually pretty good. He's not Arnold big, but he's a pretty good actor.
An Austrian accent?
No.
I bet
he'd
you
have
could.
To
if anybody is going to mimic his father, that's the guy you want. All right, I need you to play a young Arnold. Look at me, I'm dead. You're fired.
But this was a summer movie. It was released in June of 1984, and I went to go see it. The budget was $18 million. It made about $30 million at the American box office, and an additional 30 worldwide. So it did make money, but again, I think Arnold was done after the bad experience making this.
It's too bad that he had a bad taste in his mouth. He just felt the script was childish and he wanted it more serious, like the previous one.
And of course, the very next movie that he did was Terminator, and then he never looked back from that.
Yep, and he was told not to do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I get why he would be upset, because this is like he could have owned this role for years. We could have had King Conan 8.
Yeah. Just like, the books or, the comic series.
Yeah. And you could have expanded. You could have brought in some of these other characters that existed within that world. Because you
could have had like more monsters, dragons.
Oh, absolutely.
We just have these two movies to cling on to.
Yeah. And the teasing that 42 years later, we may get a third. I will tell you, my Conan the Barbarian #1 comic is slowly creeping up, because there is a lot of spec on this actually happening. Exactly what you just mentioned. He's out there teasing the idea that, I don't know, I guess time will tell.
Yes. But in the meantime, how many buckets would we give to Conan the Destroyer?
I'm going to go 3.5.
3.5. You see, I'll go 4. This is a great. This is a great nostalgic memory for me. So it is not as good. I would give the first Conan more buckets than 4, but we've never covered that.
I agree with you. We have never covered it. Yep.
It's not as good as the first one, but I will give this a solid 4 buckets. I think it's a worthy sequel.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's not breaking any new ground. It's just it's a buddy comedy, if you want to put it that way. They're on an adventure. I did see that Olivia d'Abo won a Golden Raspberry as Worst Actress of the Year for this and Bolero.
Ooh, I was reading. Bolero is that Bo Derek movie?
Yes, it is.
I was reading that we think that this movie is bad and what it did.
Yeah, she was nude.
She was naked in that, and that came out before this.
That's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, 3.5. It's fun. Like you said, I'm sure that when we cover the original Barbarian, because it's a different animal, and definitely higher buckets for that.
Some of the reviewers said some nice things about this. Amazingly, Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
Oh,
said it was more entertaining than the first movie. I wouldn't even go that far. And singled out Jones with praise in his review. Variety said it was the ideal sword and sorcery picture. While Vincent Canby, the New York Times, they are the buzzkill here.
Uh-oh.
Schwarzenegger struggles with the film's more comedic tone.
I don't agree with that.
No, I think he's funny just being himself. If he's serious, he's funny.
Right. I recently rewatched True Lies, and the most unsung hero in that movie is Tom Arnold. He's way funnier than you would ever give him credit for being. That's a fantastic movie. I love that movie. And I think that's probably one of Schwarzenegger's better comedies.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that since the movie, so that's due a rewatch for me.
That is a James Cameron goodie right there. We need
that
to cover
and
that.
Last Action Hero.
That I walked out of the theater not liking, but I need to go back and rewatch it because there's a solid support system behind that movie that people claim that it's genius.
Well, it really had a lot against it because it came out right after T2. And anything he came out with after T2 would have been, negatively compared to T2. So maybe it is worth a rewatch.
I think it should be right up our alley, though. Very meta.
Yeah.
Maybe I just wasn't smart enough to catch up on all that stuff back then. But yeah, so cool. There you go. He-Man and King Conan. Well, Conan. He wasn't king yet.
No, he was not king.
He was not king yet.
So all right. So what else did we do?
The only other thing I'm going to bring up, I mentioned this last episode, which is I started watching Spider Noir.
Yeah.
And
I finished it as well.
I finished the series. Now I watched it in color. Did you watch it in color or black and white?
I watched the first 2 episodes in black and white, and then I just switched over to try the color, and it was so vibrant that I couldn't go back to the black and white.
I was in love with them. Everyone who is online and talking about this are saying, it was okay. I watched it in black and white. He's just doing Humphrey Bogart. And I'm like, the color for me made it.
Yeah.
The color, it looks like it's shot in Technicolor, and then they just amped it up like everything, like nothing. Like there are rooms where it's just bright greens and pinks and oranges and the colors, and it's so saturated.
It reminded me of the look of Dick Tracy, the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of choice, a lot of really kind of weird comic book angles. I mentioned last episode that it was kind of odd comparing 1987 Nicolas Cage performance to this, because obviously there's 30 years between them, and he is playing this more as a kind of like a drunken mumbler. But I think that's a choice. Like I said, some people were complaining that he was leaning too much into Humphrey Bogart. I didn't think he went that far, but I thought it was serviceable for the character, and I just absolutely loved it. Yeah,
and the one thing to say about Nicolas Cage is he never is Nicolas Cage like some other actors are themselves.
Yeah.
He always gives you something different.
He's out there. Matter of fact, my son was rewatching the Unbearable Weight of, what was the name of that movie? With Pedro Pascal.
Yes. Yeah. Unbearable Lightness of Being. No, that's another movie. But
anyways, I enjoyed it immensely. I thought it was fantastic. And I recommended everybody watch it in color.
I'm not familiar at all with the comic book lore of Spider Noir.
There is no spider. There is no lore. This character was created for the Spider-Verse.
Oh, really?
Animated series.
Because I liked how they made their own versions of the classic Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Like Sandman, Electro is here, but not, as Sandman or Electro.
Yep, right. Silvermane. Brendan Gleeson kills it in this.
Oh, yeah.
He is so much fun. I'm like, that's Mad Eye Moody right there. He is killing it. I mean, somebody mentioned, I want to watch it with my kids. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of smoking, there's a lot of drinking, and there's a lot of gunplay. Not that that's a deal breaker, but, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I have heard complaints that people would have loved to have seen the spider a little bit more, but I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
It's almost like an origin story without it being an origin
you get
story.
into like episode 5 and 6, and you get to that origin story, like it's like you're like, oh, we're going there when he's doing like when he's like mutating and stuff in the bed. Like,
and he's all the nervous tics with his arms and legs.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, he is just going for it. No, I was solid entertainment.
Yeah. And again, they can only go upwards and outwards from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Even all the supporting characters, his secretary.
Robbie Robertson.
Peter Parker. That's basically who he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, I thought it was fantastic.
Agreed. Yes.
Now we'll have to wait 5 years for season 2.
So I saw a horror movie in the theater.
I am so glad that you're talking about this. You mentioned this the other day, and I'm curious.
Backrooms.
Yep.
Which is so... I'm hesitant to talk about it because it's one of these things that it, like unfolds in front of you. And by the end, you still aren't completely on board as to what you've just witnessed.
Oh.
But it gives you so many ideas. It's like the beginning of like Lost or Stranger Things, where you know that there's a greater lore here, but they're just teasing you. They're just teasing you.
But you're saying it's horror.
It's got a horror aspect to it, but just like Lost did, it had a slight horror aspect. This is more than slight, but it's also firmly in the sci-fi realm as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow.
It's about, again, I'm hesitant to tell you too much about it, but obviously you've seen that it's about like an endless series of yellow colored rooms.
No,
it's not really, it's like an alternate reality rather than a physical place. And it involves a corporation, much like Lost, that are trying to get to the bottom of this. That's a corporation that you find out have kind of accidentally discovered it. And other people are now accessing this realm that are trying to figure out where they are, very much like Lost. And they discover that this other corporation is also about here. So that's all I'll say, but it was fascinating. The ideas that it lays down for you to chew on, it really still, by the end of it, is open to your own interpretation. And that's what I liked about it. It's probably, in a way, I don't want them to explain it too much. That's what really is
You get into the crux, just let it be what it is.
Yeah, that's the charm of it, is that, it's still a mystery even after the movies. And that's kind of, what makes the movie so affecting, is that you're like as clueless as these characters that are wandering through this thing. And
you're not being spoon-fed anything that they're not.
No, you're not.
Okay, so what drew you to this? Where did you hear about it? Because it's actually making a lot of money.
Well, this is funny, is that my son was going to see the last act of the Digital Circus. Have you heard of this?
No, I don't know what that is.
It was a Fathom event. It was a full-length movie Fathom event, and apparently it's an animated web series, and they were showing the last episode as a big screen movie before it premieres online.
Okay.
And all these fans, it's all the young kids. It's what these young kids today are watching. Apparently, his theater was packed. He got the tickets as soon as they went on sale. So we're like, well, what are we going to do while he's in the movie? Are we going to go to lunch? Well, let's try to see a movie ourselves. What was the closest thing playing? And sure enough, it's this Backrooms. I'm like, well, I like a good horror movie. So that's all it was.
So you backdoored into it.
Yeah.
Because so that's interesting that you're bringing it up, because the wild thing is this kid who directed it is 20 years old.
Yeah, I read that.
He's a YouTube creator. And so this is where this next generation of these directors are coming from. It's not like Spielberg back in the day making, Super 8 movies and showing them off to a couple friends. You're sitting at home with state-of-the-art computer, especially now with AI, which it's a completely different conversation. But these kids can make these movies and immediately put them up online and get an audience and build a following. And so I'm glad that, this thing is making some serious money, and they're tapping into that level of kids who live and breathe online and get their content online. They're not watching cable TV. But it's getting them back into the theater. Mm-hmm. And I think that's brilliant. That's great.
And this Digital Circus movie apparently was #1 for whatever the day it was released on the Thursday, even though it was a Fathom event.
That's usually only a 1 or 2 day event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, that was an online phenomenon as well that I wasn't aware of.
Oh, boy.
I wasn't even aware of Backrooms until I saw this movie.
Right. Yeah. I was vaguely aware of it. And then when you mentioned it, I was intrigued enough to at least go and look it up. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot more going on here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are we getting aged out of the theater? Are they going to start showing stuff like this that we can't even?
Well, as long as they, make them palatable for people that aren't following these things online, which they do for Backrooms. It's not like you need to watch whatever it was online.
Interesting. Well, very cool. I'm glad you got to see that.
Yes, so am I. I was pleasantly surprised.
Do you think it's too scary for me?
No.
Okay. I'm always worried about stuff like that. I don't like a lot of gore. Like I saw that preview for the Mummy, that new Mummy with the girl being possessed. I'm like, there is no way I'm watching this.
Yeah, no, there's more suspense than any actual payoff in Backrooms.
All right.
But, there's like maybe one payoff scene. But it's mostly about atmosphere and creepy, like what's around the corner kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. Cool. So what is around the corner?
Around the corner. Well, we're still behind the 8 ball a bit. It'll be a couple of weeks
when we go. Yeah. Well, we're getting movies Fast and Furious right now.
We are. And no, we're not watching Fast and Furious.
You don't want to talk Vin Diesel?
No, I do not. But I do want to talk Steven Spielberg and Disclosure Day.
Spielberg.
So by the time we talk about it, it'll be out for a couple of weeks. So hopefully all of you will have seen it.
Yeah, Disclosure Day. And we're going to stay in the D-Day theme. We're going to go Alpha and Omega with Spielberg. And we're going to go back to his very first movie.
Duel.
Made-for-TV movie. Now, you claim you've never seen this.
I have never seen it.
Interesting. So this is what got him the job as director of Jaws. And I will say it's been a while since I've seen this, and it was made for CBS Movie of the Week or whatever. So it didn't have a theatrical run. It went right to television. But you're going to see a lot of parallels. You're going to see a lot of where he drew and went when he made Jaws, the next movie.
Awesome.
So, and I think this might, I'm be hard pressed, but I'm going to say 72, maybe. I don't know. It's somewhere. It might even
be 71 now that I think about it.
Okay. But yes, I think this movie definitely needs to be discussed, especially because the young man's got a new movie out. So let's go to the front and then go to the back.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. It's getting good. Disclosure Day is getting some good buzz. So I guess we'll have to find out.
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
so that'll be next time.
Indeed. So until next time, thank you very much for listening.
Yes, thank you again.
Go support Masters of the Universe. It needs to breathe and it needs to exist.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of potential here for this franchise, especially bring in She-Ra and you can get some more of the silly aspects of Eternia. All right. Bye.
Bye. If you like what you just heard, be sure to follow TMI Confessionals of the Nerd Kind on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, or whatever you listen to your podcasts on. Also, be sure to email us at tmipodcast2018@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on all of our socials. We're on Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads. Just go to tmiconfessionalspodcast.com. All of our links are there. And leave us a 5-star review. See you at the concession stand.
Hello there, Conan.